Hi guys, Liz here from elizabethmaryhancock.com, and today I want to talk to you about self-sabotage. So I've done some training calls recently, and self-sabotage is kind of what it's all about, because without the work that I do, we will constantly self-sabotage. And I had the question, what exactly is self-sabotage? So I wanted to explain that a bit more for you. So self-sabotage is basically an action that you take or that you don't take that is going to sabotage your success. It's going to stop you from achieving something. So it could be that you are, say you'll get it very, very simply, you're going for an interview, but you sabotage that interview by turning up late or not researching the company. That's classic self-sabotage because there's something going on deeper, which I'll come on to in a minute, that is actually stopping you from taking the action to figure out your journey, make sure you're getting the right train, and to research the company. So we can make a logical choice not to do that, but we don't normally think I'm going for an interview, so I'll ruin my chances before I even get there. It's all going on without us even realising. So it's actually quite complicated, this whole self-sabotage thing. And it can be as basic as the example I've just given you, or a classic one that I'm sure nearly all of us will relate to is when we sabotage a weight loss effort. So we might eat really well for a couple of days and we go to the gym and we do a really good workout, and then because we're so tired, because we haven't had enough calories, because we've been starving ourselves, we end up having a binge. Classic self-sabotage. If we'd actually done it right from the beginning, we would probably not have sabotaged ourselves so much. Okay, I am going to look at my notes here, so if my eyes go funny, it's because I am making sure that I cover everything. Okay, so what else did I want to tell you about sabotage? Okay, so with my clients, it often runs a lot deeper, so it can be much more subtle. So, for example, say a client is going on a training course or even running their own event, they will be, really what you need to do is research the event, like a bit like the interview, know where you're going and all that kind of thing, know your audience. But also, if there's preparation work to be done, that really needs to be done. And so often we don't do it. With the we tell ourselves that, well, I perform better under pressure, so I'll do it last minute, and we kind of keep letting ourselves off the hook because we keep saying that to ourselves. And I do still do this sometimes, as my husband will testament to you. Oh, I haven't done that email, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. I do still have this, but if we really are in tune with our emotions and what's going on kind of behind the scenes, we realise that actually that is this ugly self-sabotage thing that's coming up to knock us off our path of going out there, being as brilliant as we can be, as prepared, as on form, 100% firing on all cylinders, and going out there and ready to think big and shine, like in my summit, Think Big and Shine Summit. So, but again, why do we do it? Why is it that we do this? It sounds pretty basic and we should just stop ourselves doing it, right? But it's actually really, really hard to do that. And two of the main reasons why it's hard to do that is because of fear. There's two main fears. Fear of failure is pretty obvious. We're all fairly familiar with that. Like you're scared when you take your driving test because you don't want to fail your driving test. Of course you don't. That's why you're taking your test, so you can go and drive on your own and explore and have a wonderful life and show off to all your friends. But so there's a real fear of failure there, and we're all quite familiar with that. But there's also, and this will be, for some people, you'll know this, for some people it'll be like, oh God, I never thought of that. Some people will be like, really? You are kidding me. And maybe that might be more so amongst the men out there. I'm generalising, but that is often the case in my experience. So this one is a fear of success. So a fear of success, you think, well, why would we be scared of success? Surely that is what we all want. We all want to be successful. Well, yes, we do. But there's a lot of risk that goes with being successful. There are fears, and this was very big for me. So things like, what happens when I get there? What if I do well, but I just can't keep it up? What impact will that have on my family, my relationships, my friends and family? I'm sorry if you can hear the kids screaming. I'm trying to squeeze this vlog in before I give them dinner. Yeah. Questions like, will I be able to sustain it? What if people think I'm great, but then I'm a one-trick pony and I fail again, and then they just think, oh, really? she never was any good anyway. All those thoughts and feelings really do whiz around our head sometimes. So let me tell you a bit more about why self-sabotage was key for me and my success. So why was fear of success so huge for me? It really was so instrumental in my success that I cleared this and really understood it and processed it and released it and just got it out there. Okay, so the biggest thing for me was I was obsessed with the need for my parents' approval. Now, I'd tried so much in my life to gain my parents' approval. I had always worked hard. I'd always done well in my career. I'd been really, really good with the horsey stuff I used to do. When I was at a county show, they didn't come and watch me, and yet they'd come and watch me and my sister if it was a local show. But there was never any kind of like, wow, you're amazing, Liz. And I was one of those kids that's what I needed. So that played out in my whole life, and I spent my whole time trying to prove myself to my parents. I just wanted them to say, I love you and I'm proud of you. That's all I wanted, but I never got it. So, and this became even worse. When I had my own kids, I was like, how could you not say that to your kids? I love saying to my kids how proud I am of them. I love telling them I love them. They sometimes to the point where they're just like, yes, Mum, I know. But it's to me, it's so important. And I know some people think that modern day parents overdo the I love yous and I'm proud of you. I try not to do that, but I make sure it's important and tell them why that is the case. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's stick to the story. So when I came to this kind of crossroads where I thought, okay, I can stay small or I can step up in my business, I resisted stepping up because I didn't want to risk the fact that I would again not get their approval. And a lot of this, until I unravelled it, was going on in my subconscious mind, but I wasn't fully aware of it. So it wasn't at the forefront of my mind. There was just a feeling that it wasn't right, and I didn't really understand why. But it was this subconscious thing, this kind of, some call it the monkey brain, or just the body stopping us and kind of pulling us back and saying, no, don't do it, it's not quite safe. And that's literally what it's doing, because your subconscious is saying, I don't want you in that situation because you're going to get hurt again. So I'm going to stop you from going there. I'm going to keep you here because I think that's safer. But obviously what we want is to be there. And we want the love and the adoration and the appreciation too. But what we need to do is make sure we get that internally. Make sure we give that to ourselves, because sometimes we're just not going to get it from the people that we desperately want it from the most. And through doing this work, I've been able to let that go. I now know that my parents are proud of me and that they do love me. They just find it really, really hard to say so. And that's for, I'm just really honouring whatever challenges they have in saying that, however it makes them feel, the way they were brought up, the challenges they had as children, all those things. That's, you come to a place where you just think, okay, I can't change that. I'm just accepting it. But I know that actually they do love me, and the most important thing is that I love myself, that inner child, that little child that I was, that always wanted that bit of attention, and the only time she got it was when she was naughty. That's the love I'm giving to that person now. And then you just feel complete. You feel this sense of calmness, sense of self, confidence, clarity, courage. There's my 3 little C's for you. And that is so important. If you feel like that, you can go forward and you can strive to achieve things without all this baggage dragging you down. So I hope that helps you. I'm just going to check my notes here and see. Oh, there was one other thing that really held me back as well, and I've almost forgotten it because it's just so insignificant now. But one of the things was my fears about, okay, if I really grow my business, it's going to be such hard work that it's going to put a real strain on my family and my relationship with my kids. I'm not going to see my kids as much. I'm going to be arguing with my husband and we're going to be tag teaming and it's all going to be a nightmare. But once I worked with a coach and really figured out my plan that was realistic and fitted round all those other things I had going on, then I could really commit to it and feel aligned with it. Just feel like I was in 100% and not just going, yeah, I do want that, but I'm kind of like, what? It's just not comfortable. Those feelings just kind of went, and they do come back sometimes, and that means that's just an indication that I have to do some more work, and that's fine, because now I know what work to do. I know the tools and techniques to use, the people, my support network and the community that I've built around me who to reach out to, and it's just marvellous. It's just brilliant. And how anyone succeeds without all this, I don't know. I don't think many people do. The top people in the industry, whatever industry you're looking at, they will have had some kind of personal development, mindset work, or just a very, very enchanted, lovely upbringing. Or they'll be striving and achieving this, but inside they'll be deeply unhappy. That's my experience, and I really do believe that, okay? So I hope that's been helpful for you. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know how self-sabotage has affected your life and how it's held you back, and how by knowing this, what I've shared with you today might just be that little bit of extra information that you need. And of course, I'm always here for you. Please do get in contact with me, Liz@Elizabeth Mary Hancock, or if there's an opt-in here, you can sign up to my newsletter, or just jump on my website, elizabethmaryhancock.com. And obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube or Vimeo, there's loads of other videos you can view as well. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video.